Welcome back to another episode of the Setback Advantage. I'm MacQuarrie. The purpose of this video is to go over a crucial step in the process of leveraging your setbacks, and that is to feel the pain. Now, that doesn't sound very fun, does it? No, and it's not, but it's an important step that many of us try to skip over. Now, recovering or overcoming a setback is not the approach that I focus on, because setbacks, they're going to be there. They're always going to be part of your story and part of your journey. So instead, you have to lean into your setback and use it as fuel to push yourself forward. You need to embrace what happened to you, no matter how messed up it may have been. When you encounter a fluke, failure, or a fuck up, remember the 3 F's we talked about last episode, it's important for you to experience all the feelings that come with it. Disappointment, sadness, anger, grief. But whatever those feelings are, do not suppress them. This is an important part of leveraging your setback. And we often squash the shit out of it just to be stronger. But if anything, that just makes us weaker. Cry, talk to a therapist, call a friend, go for a long walk, whatever you have to do, just be with it. When I learned in March 2018 that the business that I ran for years was going to have to shut down, I had so many mixed emotions associated with it. But I didn't have time to process those emotions because I had to scramble to rebuild my life. The apartment that I had in San Diego, for instance, I could no longer afford as a soon-to-be bankrupt person. So the first thing that I needed to do was find an apartment, and I decided to move to LA for a fresh start. I ended up finding a small studio, and I thought that it could be a good option, so I remember driving up to LA, I checked out the unit and immediately just said, I'll take it, without exploring any options because I was in chaos. I then had to move my entire life from one city to another, and we all know how much moving sucks, in less than a week, on top of dealing with the emotions that came with going bankrupt and losing my business and letting people down. And ultimately, it was an identity that I attached to for so many years of being an entrepreneur. I remember calling my close friends and family members to let them know that I was no longer the CEO of Karma Box Vending, an identity that I clinged onto for years. And it was like coming out of the closet again. People who had a perception of me, I had to tell them that perception was false. So anyway, I was rushed to move from San Diego to Los Angeles within like a week and didn't have the space nor time to process my feelings and feel that pain. Once I moved to Los Angeles, I settled into my new apartment, and that's when I could really feel all the feels. As expected, I was in a depressed funk for months. I didn't get a job right away. I was just Ubering in my gas-guzzling Mercedes, which was later repossessed, by the way, by the bank that owned it. My life changed so drastically. I was borrowing money from my sister and my dad to pay for my bills. Thank you for your generosity and kindness. And looking back on it all, I am so grateful that I gave myself the time to feel sad and to just not do anything. I just allowed myself to be depressed. Now I realize that not everybody has that luxury and support to just not do anything for months. Life is busy and expensive. But like I said earlier, feeling the pain, it's a huge part of the process of leveraging your setbacks, your failures, your disappointments. You need to feel the pain and to be at the bottom for a bit in order to come out on top. We often think it's a bad thing to feel sad. We actually stigmatize it as a society. Therefore, we try not to experience it. We try to mask it, which is one of the worst things that you could do. You know, it's okay to be down during tough times, like right now, for instance. Sometimes you just gotta lie in bed and feel the pain. Now, some people may need medication as well, and therapy is good for everybody at any stage in life. You very well might just have to be sad, to be down, to be heartbroken, so you can heal properly. But here's the thing. You can't let it go on for too long. Now, what's too long? I mean, I can't answer that for you. We're all different. But if it's a big setback in life, giving yourself time is not a bad thing. Just don't get stuck in it, all right? Don't play the victim. Don't attach yourself to that identity. you're going to have a hard time making it out okay if you do. The most successful people, they pick themselves up after they fall down. If your emotions are really starting to hinder you from accomplishing your goals, well, that's when you need to seek professional help from a therapist and a doctor. Remember, feel the pain, but then let it go. Feel the pain, move on, and remember to just keep going. Thank you.